Hello world, I am Joseph Khan. I am a math teacher. I teach math. In fact, some people ask me, what do I teach? I say, actually, I teach life through math, because a lot of the time when we talk, my students ask me questions, I use examples in real life examples to help them understand what math is. So we actually talk a lot about the issues that they're facing, the issues the world is facing, and so on and so forth. Fortunately, I also happen to have a lot of nephews and nieces, because there are 6 of us siblings and we all have 3 or 4 kids, and therefore I have lots of nephews and nieces who also ask questions and have concerns about the issues. And in fact, as I watch the news, whether it's about Ukraine war, whether it's about the COVID epidemic, or whether it's about Imran Khan getting arrested, or about Live Golf controversy, all of those things, no matter what of these crises it is, it seems to me they all represent the same common theme. The struggle of us, you, me, everybody else, is striving for prosperity to make a better life for us and for our children, right? At the same time, what these events show is that while we are struggling and trying hard and so on and so forth, only few of us are succeeding, many are failing, And therefore, it seems to me the gap between the 1% who control most of the wealth of the world is getting bigger and bigger, the gap between the 1% and the other 99%, That's my perception. It seems to me, therefore, that's the concern I hear from other people. Oh my God, the world is falling apart, And it seems to me that the world is falling apart for 2 reasons: global warming and this gap between the rich and the poor. But that's my perception. I'm an old guy, Maybe the young people think differently. Luckily, I have a whole bunch of my nieces here, so maybe I can ask them and they can tell me what the young people think, rather than impose my view on it. So, my young niece, what do you think? Is the world falling apart, or everything is hunky-dory?
I think it's falling apart because of climate change and human greed.
And human greed. Well, human greed is kind of comes out of this gap between the poor and the, yes? So that's good. So we agree. Wow! The old generation and the new generation, we agree on something. 2 crises facing this world. Okay, that's cool. We agree on that one. What do you think is the solution? How do we fix it?
I think we need a miracle.
A miracle? And where is that going to come from? When was the last miracle happened? Not happening. I think it was Moses who split the gizmo with the, you know what I mean? So that's not likely to happen. What else?
Maybe a superhero?
A superhero? You mean like Captain America or Miss Marvel or one of those guys, right? Now, so what do? What's so superhero about them?
They save people.
They save people. So if people are in trouble, they go and save them, right? How do they save them?
With their powers.
With their powers, right? But the funny thing is, you're absolutely right. Maybe that is the solution. People with superpowers to fix this problem. You know what? I think you're right. It is actually very possible, right? But think about it. You don't have to have superpowers to help other people make better. You're an old lady walking the street, you go and help them up, right? Somebody falls down, you pick them up. Baby running in front of the car, you grab them. Yes? You don't have to be a superhero to be able to help all those things. You just have to have that mindset, I think that's what you need. That gives me an idea. Do you remember when you were little, you used to play with these kind of gizmo things, the guy with the red and the yellow and the
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers, that's it. Those guys, so how did they work, right? Each one of those guys, the red guy had some power, the yellow guy had some power, the green guy had some power, right? Unto themselves, they couldn't do anything. But when they all put their hands together, voila, the whole power came along and they could do amazing things. Yes? I think that is totally possible. I think you and you and you and me, we can be the superheroes, because each of us, just like those guys with the red and the yellow, we have our own little power, right? In different ways. But because we are doing it in isolation, maybe it's not effective. What if we were to all put hands together and do it? I think that's what's going to happen. That reminds me, that sound, that's the sound of the tea kettle. because I drink tea all the time, and I'm about to make some tea. That reminded me. You see what I was telling you about the superheroes coming together? If you take tea, sugar, milk all by itself, really doesn't do much, right? But when I put it all together in this cup, put the hot water, mix it up, voila, get a cup of tea. Yes? Nothing superhero about it, but it is powerful. I think that's what this is all about. I think the solution to the two problems that we talked about is this superpower that we can all come together and create. So that's what we're going to do. What do you think? Do you think we can do this?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. We are going to do it. How are we going to do it? I'm going to be talking about how we're going to do it in this video and the other videos and some other things. Okay? And I hope you will come together and one day we will put our hands together and voila. Are we good?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh, and before I forget, so how are we going to find this power and bring it all together? I'll tell you how. We are going to have this, now we have this high-tech place. We're going to have this blog where all the time I'm going to be giving clues how to find this power and also how to bring it all together. And we may even do some experimentation on trying to do this thing and actually implement it and maybe solve a few problems, and before we know it, we can all do it. You know what I mean? I often tell my students, math students, I cannot solve every problem. Neither can you. But we can learn to solve any problem, and therefore together we can solve every problem. That's what we are going to do. Cool? Let's do it.